So Kimberley Kube now has brand new Rocksliders. Now we've seen Rocksliders before, but these ones have a barrel bolt in it. So that looks really sharp and slick. I'm gonna take the barrel bolt. What I do is the T comes straight up. Make sure you lift it straight, then turn it into that V or locked open. Now that guy there is on slides, comes out, and that becomes a gear shelf. That becomes a bit of use for any of my stuff I want to work on. I'm going to do the back one here as well. Maybe all it is hiding from the sun, and I can actually sit down here as my gear shelf, put my boots on, get myself ready for the day, get my gear here, and this could be lunch. So I'm using this as my bench or gear shelf out here. It's gonna help me get in and out, but it's really gonna access up there. So depending on the airbags and my level, I can get up here, I feel quite comfortable, and I can undo the straps for setting up my awning. I've also got access to see if there's anything up here. I can see my solar panel, air conditioner, and setting up my awning from there is just gonna make that a really good little look at what these Rocksliders are doing for the new Kimberley Rocksliders. How versatile is that? So Kimberley keys. We've got our outside kitchen, and a great reminder for me is I've got an oval size key for my oval handles. I can tell that's locked, it's in line with my lock there, can't open it. What we're gonna do is always have them locked for travel, but we're gonna get the key in there, turn it perpendicular, and we've now opened it up, and it's a lever action, so all the way down. Open and down, and I can now pull that all the way out. Now I could grab that with both hands, and that's locked itself out. Putting those handles away is fine at the moment, but please, when we try and close this up, if those tabs are out, those handles are closed, they're gonna go into the body of the van. So when we do put that away, we're gonna open lever, and there is a locking tab on there. So I'm gonna push that tab in there. If you ever find that it does stop halfway, you've got to make sure that these slides or these locking tabs are pressed again. I push it in, it goes clunk and stop. Just make sure you're using these locking tabs that will release that and allow it to go all the way back in. Making sure that goes in, lever up, pulling that in, using your oval key, locking that away. Open my levers. When it's in the out position, all the way out till it locks, and what we do is we do have a stabilizer leg in here. We're gonna try and get this as level as we can. Now I've got the airbags set pretty high because I might be off for the rest of the day. But what we've got here is my little tiny leg, and I've got a hole. So we're gonna actually see that access hole there. And I've got this, I'm set up pretty high here, a little bit more like a country bar than it is like a lunch spot here. So I can adjust my airbags to make this level, or use this leg to make sure that my kitchen is level. And that's gonna include making sure it wear and tear on the slides, always using that leg when you're set up for lunch or dinner. So we've come across to this side and we've got access to our hot and cold water. What we have here is our breakfast bar or our lunch. This has just doubled our space out here. And again, camping at night, we've got a light under here. So LED lights working there, some tea towels to dry my towels overnight. And this is access for our kitchen. We've got great long storage in there and a water filter. We pick up some water out there. We know this cold water tap has the water filter, and that is what's running through there. Again, on our safety, we've got our fire extinguisher in here. So right near the kitchen and cooking, you've got a fire extinguisher right there, water sink drain. A bucket is our best mate out here, or a gray water tub or gray water unit that can go into out in the outback. I can then fold this down. The same thing with these slides, make sure they lock down. If it doesn't go all the way in, there's a good chance I didn't pull the side all the way out till it locks. So make sure it's all the way out, then it goes down. What we're gonna do is all the way in, and it's actually locked underneath. So again, heavy duty locks supporting 225 kilos, but making sure we're using that leg, that's gonna increase the longevity of these slides here when we set up for lunch. So it's the camp kitchen and it's time to cook. What you're gonna find is all the bags here in the Kimberley camper range will have a labeled tag. This one's showing gas lines. So I've got my heavy duty bag here. I'm gonna get this out and check out the cooker. Now the biggest thing here that we're gonna do is connect a bayonet fitting. And this is the safest way to set up a cooktop. It is a bayonet fitting. Make sure we are sliding that back and allowing pressure, just like any kind of air hose fitting. We have to pull it back to engage it, let that click on, test your line, and then we're going with all the new gas regs, and we've got the external set up here. So this is actually pushing into the gas bottle and won't allow the gas bottle to leak gas without this included there. Let's set up the cooker. Now we've got a cooker inside here. Now this does protect it quite a bit, being that the cooker is quite deep in there when we're using it. Fit the pot on, we've got the little piezo lighter. I'm gonna then connect my little gas line, and this guy is gonna be under here. Again, the sister of this, we're gonna just push that on. Now, if I ever felt that that was uncomfortable, just by holding the other side of it, gives it a bit more rigidity. That goes on quite easily, or just by holding my hand there, giving myself something to push against, not trying to bend anything up. I've connected that there. What we have on these cookers, the best way to do it is just get our gas bottle out. Now, a 4.5 kilo gas bottle, I can go for 3 to 6 months cooking on this, and it's gonna last me a long time. Now with this guy here, what we're gonna do is pull it out, and what we can do if we are doing a big trip is put this on a scale. It's gonna show you the tear on here, put it on any bathroom scale, and I know I've still got 3 out of 5 kilos or 3 out of 4.2 kilos left before I hit the road. Now this guy can come and sit down just here under the stove. And connect. A lot more forgiving than the traditional gas bottles. That one's going over top, but just remember, if I did have something else that went inside, it's still gonna work. We're gonna open that up, and that's my gas, connect to my cooker, and that's the best way to do it here on my galley kitchen on the hybrid teardrop Kimberley Kube.